Hey, Half. How's it going? Good to see you. How you doing tonight? All right. Old man, the name, let's see, Golden Yellow. Doing your EP. Streaming a little bit earlier, but I know this is still pretty late for you. Oh, hey, it did a thing. Oop. Play not set before it. Play. My streams are not half friendly. Unfortunately not. Sorry. But maybe it gives you something to go to sleep to. Sound, audio, sound, play sound. I will never get this right for as long as I live. Pop. Oh, that's a lot to unpack here. All right, so that looks horrible. Font. Can it be smaller? It looks like. Yeah, it's raining here as well, actually. Surprised because I was expecting some rain, but not this much. It's been quite a bit of rain. Why is that so like the heck? Look at the how big each pixel is in that font. That doesn't look good at all. Might switch to Godot. Are you enjoying it? I the only thing that would prevent me from going to Godot entirely, I think, is how not easy it is to export. You know, like I'd eventually want to be able. I like the option of having to do consoles, but since Godot's open source, that's not necessarily the case. And I say that very well knowing like I might not have an official game release, but I think that's in my brain that's just an obstacle that it's already set as like a non-negotiable. That why is the font so big? It shouldn't be that big. You probably go to the publisher. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So, I don't know what any of this stuff is. I don't think I've ever had like the font be that far off. Let's do a smaller size and see what that looks like. I don't think that's gonna be correct, but no, it's not. No, I'm using Scribble. Oh yeah, look, that works. So maybe it's just too big. I guess the real font size is 4. Let's try 3. No, no, definitely not there. Wow, is font size really 4? Alright, I'll roll with that. Look how interesting this is though, that like, you see the way the font is so small? When I scale it, when I move it up or down, since it's not rounded, some letters move up, but like the M is staying put. That's super interesting. It's kind of a neat effect. No, I know fonts have their own preferred sizes, but I made this font. The It's called Bitty, but I thought I defaulted it to 8. So when I set it to 8, it was like way bigger than I thought. No, I guess. Um, I don't really like the message box for this style of game. It's nice to know we have it. I've made a variety of fonts actually. You want to see some of them? Font struct. Get out of here. They're the ones, what? Oh, okay, that's something else. I have bitty, bit wide, bit narrow, bit simple, which is a little bit larger, bit display, which is like a boldface font. I have itty bitty, and then silly bit. These are the fonts that I've created here. Silly bit's my current favorite font that I have. Itty bitty was like fun to figure out. Like each one by itself, to do like a 3x3 font was a huge challenge. Um, but like I even did like the symbols too. I think I gave myself 4 tall for the symbols. But like the question mark, exclamation point, like those were all really fun to try and figure out. The number 8 was like a puzzle. It's all super interesting. It doesn't look like much, but when you put it into the like contextually what it looks like at the conversation, it's a lot of fun. But bitty is the most popular one. I like silly bit because it just adds a little bit of bounce to it. Bit simple's nice too, and bit wide. I like them all, but yeah. Anyways, okay, so now we have a font. Let's see if the old man. Click on him. He says, "Hello. This game will never be finished." And I both know that. Here, this is flowing okay. Hello. This game will never be finished. You and I both know that. Cool. Majestic Frogmouth. No, yeah, that was an ad. They throw like, hey, you didn't make this font, but just to let you know, if you give us money, you can have this one. Oddly enough. Cool. kind of came into tonight directionless, and I'm feeling a little directionless. What I really want to do is I want to do some vector art. You aren't so cheap. Yeah, fonts can be expensive, but I get why they cost the way they do. It makes sense. Get all my pretty little items here. You can see how my style has like been evolving to just make everything like fat and chunky from these little smaller ones. They both look fine, but when you're going into a game and you expect to grab something, you want it to have a little bit more chonk. It would increase that up a little bit. I think I could flash between. Like red works better for some reason. Yeah. Playing with the idea of an outline on some of these. Oops. I like it. Makes it like a little bit too cell shaded or something. Bow and arrow and stuff. like the boomerang though needs to be like right rather than cornered. Or maybe they all look better cornered, I don't know. Let's have these like in a sequence though, so let's do sword shield. Purple is really saturated. Yeah, it's probably not a good purple. Right, you right. Get caught up on everything, but that's an easy change. Probably do it like that. Probably that looks a lot better. Now we got bow and arrow. We can do bombs. Like a Zelda game or anything, right? You could buy it from the bomb store. Or we could order it online at bomb.com. Oh, I'm not funny. Would I make myself laugh? Alright, okay. Now we got our rod, the rupees, the coins. What else are we missing? Just start ripping some of these off. Yep, we need a little satchel. Just squeeze all these in. Characters. Environment. Potion bottle. The crucial one, right? I like that potion bottle came out. That's a really nice one. The back. Oh, here it is. What's up, Mr. M? How you doing? Good to see ya. Just coding a pickup system like in RuneScape and GameMaker. Super cool. Got a game where the whole object of how you interact is pickup, but it's not quite like the RPG style. It's like Mario 2, like the pick up and throw kind of thing. Super fun. Good way to get around. Should make like a we gotta make like a hook shot, right? Let's get something that looks like a hook shot. So here, get real thick, like 4. Yeah. Like 8 maybe. Or my game, I have multiple games. They'll probably never be done, to be honest with you. Good night, Half. Thanks for stopping in. Always appreciated. Yeah, I have a few different projects that rotate around, but I've been working on them all years and they'll probably never be done. That's okay though. It's just a hobby for me. Been doing your project for long as well, or is it something you just started? Yeah, but I kind of do it directionlessly. I'm not, um, you know, like I said, it's just it's a hobby for me. I'm not great at it. I'll do contract work now and then, but nothing too crazy for other people's projects. Started 3 months ago trying to make a RuneScape. Got 70% of the mechanics done. The art is the painful part because so much art to make. Yeah, it's true. Especially, RPG style games are always so much, so much to do. It's very difficult. Hook shot. Okay, so kind of like that. That matches this. Like a half circle type dealy. There. Might make a small game on the side to release something and boost my morale to keep working on longer projects. Yeah, I think that's, the most common pitfall new developers find is, they've wildly overscoped their first project and then it never sees the light of day. That's like the most common pitfall you'll find of any developer, not just game maker stuff. Yeah, but it's just about finishing a project. Like making the actual game is tough, but the real battle kind of starts once your game is done. And I don't think a lot of developers learn that skill because they never get that far. They think like once your game is done, it'll just print money, and that's absolutely not the case. Why don't you work in Unity or Unreal? Because I've been using GameMaker probably for 20 years now, and I'm comfortable with it, and I don't really have too many complaints about it. I'm not doing 3D work, so it's just a good tool for the job. I don't have anything against the other engines either. It's just this is the choice I made, and I like GameMaker a lot. Makes a lot of sense. I think it's a wonderful beginner tool and a wonderful intermediate and advanced tool, but I think it's really easy to just pick it up and start. So I'll always sing its praises. Yeah, GameMaker's been around a long time. As it has. That kind of looks hook shotty, no? Maybe I need to make this back. Maybe this needs to be like that first. Here. Alright. We need to simplify this mechanism here. The other engines make it more complicated. Well, I think it's just different tools for the job, right? Like if I was making a 3D game, there's no way I would be using GameMaker for a 3D game. You always have people to be like, well, it's possible to make 3D in GameMaker. It's like, yeah, but that's not really what GameMaker like wants to do. Like, can't fight it, right? like comparing a hammer to a screwdriver, and people are always like, well, what's better, a hammer or a screwdriver? And then you kind of gotta be honest with yourself and say like, well, what are you trying to do? Because sometimes the screwdriver will be better, and sometimes the hammer will be better, and it just really depends on what kind of game you're making, right? Making a 3D game in Game Maker, yeah, there's a lot of people making some really cool stuff using 3D in Game Maker. I just I don't want to fight the engine that much. I'm a very simple coder as well. I'm not the best coder in the world. I'll be the first to admit it, but um, you know, learning something like 3D in Game Maker to me just doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. This shape is giving me some grief, so what I'm gonna do is simplify it a little bit more, where I'm gonna just join this together. Did it, nice, okay. When things are hard, you just gotta kind of frame it, right? That looks way more consistent with what I was trying to do. I also think that I don't need that now. Oop, bam. Yeah, it's just a matter of rearranging things until it looks right. Of what you're doing, just like pixel art, right? You just gotta kind of push and shove and push and pull until things just make sense and look nice. What I should be doing as well is the basis of this again. Switch it up. Join all that. Take tip. Let's make it a little pointier. Match. Actually, you know what? Let's oh, look at that. Oh, I didn't do a clean merge here. I'm gonna do that shape over again. that. Path. Yeah, this is vector art. I use a software called Inkscape, which is what you're seeing right here. I love vector art. It's so much fun. It's like a little puzzle. Do what I wanted it to do. It is, in my opinion, the opposite of complicated. It's just like piecing together shapes to do what you want to do. But it does, I guess, take some getting used to in terms of like learning it. It's a free software though. It's really powerful. I can't speak highly enough about it. My art looks good and professional. Thank you very much. That's nice of you to say. Am I playing any games right now? Not really. I don't have a whole lot of free time. Um, I play Animal Crossing with my kids every day. I try and squeeze in a game of Overwatch where I can. But other than that, unless you're counting like Rupin Pokemon packs on Pokemon Pocket TCG, then not really. How about yourself? What games are you into? And it's not working out for me. Let's cut this down to like smallest, right? So a shovel, these three pieces essentially. That's annoying that it looks good, in my opinion. Probably just need to keep it simple, right? And it's Kingdom Come Deliverance and Medieval Grand Theft Auto. Oh, that's fun. Based on what you've said between the game you're making and that, you seem to like the fantasy, medieval RPG type games as well. everything though. That's cool. What else have you played recently? How long did it take me to learn vector art? Oh, that's a loaded question. I've been learning art and vector art my whole life, so I couldn't really quantify it. I'm always learning. You'll see me on these streams sometime, like I'll spend a lot of time on something, I'll be like, oh, that looks good, and then I'll come back to it like 2 weeks later and I go, what was I thinking? I'm always learning. Probably why I can't get anything done is just because I'm always trying to improve it, and I need to be able to know like when good enough is. I struggle with that. A lot of people struggle with that, but that's okay. This is not impressing me at all. Stardew Valley did do his art. I don't think I'll ever make Stardew Valley. That guy's on a different level. That's really cool that he was able to do all that. Got to be built a little different, right? You really have to have that X factor. I don't have that X factor. Just totally fine. I've made peace with it. Just like I'm going to go against my better wishes, and I'm gonna move on from this shovel for now. I really hate how it looks, but I don't want to just frustrate myself over a shovel all night, so that's fine. Yeah, I don't think you were correct. I think, yeah, this doesn't need to be that dark, but it doesn't make it look better, in my opinion. Something's wrong with it, and because I'm not figuring it out, I'm just gonna allow myself to move on. I know this is also not gonna look good, but I'm going to, while I'm doing this and thinking of Stardew and pick up pickaxe too. Let's make a really lazy one, like let's allow ourselves to not. Oof, look at that. Yuck. Yuck, Sam. Nope. We need a sharp point. Yeah, no, I don't have a problem comparing myself with other people in that way. I want everyone to succeed. I just, yeah, he wrecked his mind and body over it. I'm not willing to, do the same. It's a hobby for me. This is not my job. I think I could do some cool stuff with like stroke to path here. And then I think I can shrink this down so it's like a point. Weird, but it's technically what I wanted it to do. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna join this. Yep, that's absolutely true. I'm a little bit of a coder, a little bit of an artist. Okay, that's alright. Yep. See, I'm not. This is one of those things where I'm like, I'm forcing myself too much to try and do some of these other things. I'm gonna go super lazy with it here. Watch this. Maybe I should try to. You know what I've been wanting to play lately is, I've always been a fan of Marvel vs. Capcom, and I know the new one. Not I say the new one, but it just got re-released. It got a remake. It came out. I've been playing that game for a very, very long time. It got released back in like, I think it came out in the year 2000 actually. Ugh. It looks so bad. How do I make it round again? Yeah, it's Street Fighter. Street Fighter characters. It's like Ryu from Street Fighter versus Iron Man from Marvel. I love fighting games. I grew up liking RPGs. I just don't have the time to play them anymore. My sister is a professional developer, and she makes RPGs for a game company, actually. Yeah, it's a 2D arcade fighting game. Goodness, that looks horrible. Oh well, let's in, let's as long as we're just trying to release something, right? So let's do this on and say start here. We'll end here, but memorizing combos, yeah. Well, I used to play at a very high level. I used to do like nationwide championships and stuff. And after a certain point, you do the combos so much, your hands just kind of move on their own, right? You don't have to think about it pretty much ever. And it's more like when should I be using this combo, not necessarily like how do I do this combo again? And your body just kind of starts to react, and I think that's a super cool thing where your your body just goes like, "Oh yeah, like I recognize this scenario," and that's why you train. It's way more in depth. Well, it's just very execution heavy. Um, when I was a when I was a young man, I found those games a lot easier. Now that I'm a little bit older, like they're not nearly as easy. Like I'm like, but I feel my body start to start, responding slower to some of those things, and it's just the way of the world, right? And those games are just very execution heavy, right? Part of the appeal to see like the limits of your reaction time. There's some cool things that you can do. That looks horrible too. I'm clearly not correctly tonight. You know what? Sometimes you make art and you're like, heck yeah, I'm on a roll. And sometimes you make art and you go, wow, not my day. Yeah, that's kind of interesting to do like a sharp corner here. Up more to get like credit for this hook shape though. Up, handle down. The stroke is so thick, it's hard to tell. You're 30 now, and if I don't exercise, I feel like crap. I'm coding and sleepy exercise. Yeah, yeah, you really have to manage it too. I found I used to stay up all night too, and I still feel like I'm most creative at night, but I'm way more productive in the morning. And I find a lot of coders after they switch to forcing themselves to be like morning people, they find the same thing. They're like, wow, I'm like way more productive. They're like, I hate mornings, but I got so much done. I was disciplined and yada yada. So now I'm getting the shape a little bit more that I wanted. Still not great, but I'll take it. There. That reads as a hook, I feel like. Kind of an interesting shape. I'm gonna leave it like that. I kind of like how like non how organic it looks there. This also needs to be flipped right. I don't know. Shovel's really bugging me. The shovel shouldn't have been that hard. Uh, I might be overthinking it. You might be right, but some of these I feel like are so polished. Um, when you do art and you do it, you go, oh, this looks like with the hook shot. Like after it snapped into place, I was just like, oh, there it is. There's my hook shot. Like I uncovered it. I didn't uncover these yet. They still look subpar to me. Ugh. Okay. I am allowing myself grace to just not be my favorite artist today. That's okay. little bit. Let's do a path. I don't need to do a path anymore. Never mind. What I need to do is... Heck yeah. Boom. And then I'm gonna do like a cross pattern here. Yeah, it's good talking to you too. Don't be a stranger. I've been trying to stream every night. I'll be like super consistent for a few weeks, then you won't see me for a month. But I'm trying to fix that. So I'll be on now and then. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. I appreciate meeting new people and talking to you. So have a really nice night, man. Thank you. There we go. That looks kind of netty. That's neat. I knew sometimes when this happens, I'm like, let's do this at 4, so you kind of, it's got like a handle. Color of my handle's been red. Hate the idea of a red handle here, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Nice. Do one more. A hammer. That's pretty easy, right? You bet. I'm gonna make this real simple. Done. Get a little mallet. call it a night there. I got a nice little chunk of items out of here. Not impressed with most of these, but hey, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. You gotta wait until the mood strikes you again. Anyways, thanks so much